Edgy Talk Sports, it's a pleasure as always to be joined by Don Charles. Don, bit of a fiery press conference there. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's very, behind all the clowning about from Usyk's side, there's a very serious human being there. What it is, he's very strong mentally, and I believe the energy, he doesn't like our energy. He's definitely disturbed by our energy and presence. We've got his numbers. He knows. If he doesn't know, he knows. When he goes away, I want him to have sleepless nights between now and the fight. And on the fight night, it will become a nightmare for him.
And I think you had some very damning words. Obviously, we know Usyk is a very devout Christian, and you kind of...
I questioned it. Because if he's practicing the same religion, that's what I'm challenging. What type of God are you praying to? Because in the Bible, something that's consistent, cheating and lying is one of them. And he's committed that sin. He knows that.
So do you think when Alexander Usyk, when it's all the cameras off, he goes to sleep, he knows that was a legal shot?
Or he doesn't go to sleep because he's troubling his mind because he knows he's cheated and lied.
And do you think that will continue to stay the way it's
Most definitely. Because if he's a true believer, not just for show, saying God, Jesus, God, if he's a true believer, he has to repent.
And to be fair, aside from the body shot, Usyk, if we're being fair, did show a lot of qualities and did kind of outclass Daniel.
After he was allowed to, the fight was concluded in round 5. Let's not get it wrong.
Yeah.
He should have been counted out, so there would be no second half of the fight, which we're not doubting and questioning his boxing ability. Yes, he used that to then negate his way to he stopped us.
What I'm trying to get onto is, do you not think Usyk can use that as confidence to be like,
And we're going to use stopping him as a confidence also.
Well, are you aiming to? Also, everyone's very confident about stopping Usyk again. Is that stopping him to the head, or is it again working the body?
By any flesh that's legal, that's allowed, Daniel will target and hit any flesh on sight.
Do you think Usyk is actually weak to the body? A lot of people kind of...
Yes, it's well documented. It's not a secret. It's well documented that he's susceptible to the body, and we will target body, head, everything. If we were allowed to hit the ankles, we will hit the ankles.
And what is it about this new... Everyone talks about the new Daniel Dubois, but is it really a new Daniel Dubois?
Yes, it is, because the results suggest that. The results is gone since the Usyk fight. Yeah. Those results, I shouldn't have to explain it to you. The result speaks and answers everything you're going to ask me.
But what I'm trying to say is, have you really added anything to him, or have you brought out what's inside of him?
He's matured in every capacity. He's grown in every capacity. So yes, he's matured a lot. So therefore, he was a young man. You know, when he's achieved so much. From the Joe Joyce fight to the Usyk fight, it's always evolving. He's now a 27-year-old young athlete who's achieved a lot. He's a current world champion. And by the time the Undisputed comes round, you know, he's probably going to be the youngest, with the exception of Mike Tyson, who's probably the second youngest undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
It's interesting you say that, because even though Daniel's already achieved so much, 27 is still very young.
For a heavyweight, especially, yeah.
A little bit more on the new Daniel Dubois. What do you think is the single most important factor or improvement that he's made that has resulted in what we've seen?
Mental maturity, acceptance. Like he said himself, he had a lot of demons he had to deal with, and that's only he can do that. When all the bright lights are off, he goes home to his father, and I must commend his father, because he's a man who doesn't come on camera very often. He doesn't. Okay, but he does a lot of work, mental acrobatics, I call them. The body is a muscle that you train physically, but the brain is also a muscle that you must train.
Yeah.
So at home, his dad does all that, and for me, my work is actually easy.
Yeah. And when you guys win this fight, obviously you're very confident. The person who's actually the IBF mandatory after this is Derek Chisora. I spoke to Derek last week. He said he's going to be waiting for that. Would there kind of be, not necessarily a conflict of interest, but would it be kind of hard for you to go into that fight, training Daniel, but we know how close of a relationship...
I'm very emotional. I've made it quite clear in previous interviews on different networks that, yeah, I'll be emotionally connected with that fight. But nevertheless, I'm a professional.
Yeah.
If I'm not the governing body, nor am I the promoter, if Derek is the person standing there for Daniel to defend what we'll assume his undisputed belts.
Yeah.
I'm a professional. I'm employed in the capacity as a trainer, I will always be a professional trainer.
Yeah. Don, thank you for your time. Is there anything else you'd like to add off before we round off the interview?
Yeah, I want the world to embrace peace and the truth, because the truth will set you free always. So, love to everybody.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Do you know, I didn't